Am I the asshole? For going to my sister university? Me and my sister used to be close, but when I was 5 and she was 7, I got sick up until I was 15. Because I was sick, my parents often stopped her from doing normal things on my account at first. I was okay with her doing kid stuff. But at one point I got bitter and kind of guilt-tripped my parents and her to let her stay with me, but I did that up until I was 12 after I noticed that it was leading to a strain in our relationship and her hating me. I tried to get back on her good side because she was no longer enthusiastic to stay with me like before, when we would play games and she would sing and do things with me. I tried to convince my parents to let her do stuff because she would come back from school then spend 5-7 hours with me then go home and that cycle would repeat itself. But my parents still insisted on it and thought I was being brave, even though I would beg them to let her have a life. When I turned 15, I had surgery and was doing better, but I was still dealing with some side effects from the drugs I was taking, but that only lasted for a year. My parents had finally let her do things that she wanted to do. This was like midway through her junior year. But the damage was already done. She had stopped communicating with me and my parents. Like when we'd sit down to dinner and she'd only say one word to my parents and then lock the door to her room. And she did not have any friends, she told my aunt, and my aunt told my parents, because she was worried about her mental health. My parents tried to do family therapy before she left for college, but she still didn't communicate. She can literally spend a whole month without saying a word to anyone. When she went to college, she cut off our parents and me. She changed her number and everything. Last year, after doing some research, I found her on Instagram. She seemed much happier there, found out her university, and applied there. I wanted to rekindle our relationship now that she seemed to be in a better mental space. Last semester, I contacted her through her university email and told her we could meet for coffee. She ignored all of my emails. This year, I decided to be more direct, so I went to her student organization and told her hi. She ignored me, but her friends asked who I was, and I told them I was her sister, and they seemed surprised because she didn't mention me. She then told me we should go to a cafe. And she chewed me out for picking this university. She referred to it as her safe place. I am now feeling like I may have gone about this the wrong way, but at the same time, I just wanted us to be close again. Am I the asshole? You're the asshole. You wouldn't have been if you picked the university because it was beneficial to you, but you are for doing it to harass your sister. You need to step back and let her decide if she ever wants a relationship with you. Forcing it will make it much worse. You're the asshole. Look, she is clearly no contact with you. Respect her boundaries. You're the asshole. You picked a university just to harass your sister, who was clear in not wanting a relationship with you. It has to be on her terms if she welcomes you back into her life. I am incredibly sorry you were sick, but your sister had to suffer horribly due to that, and she deserves to do whatever she needs to do for her own health and sanity. Not the asshole for what you did as a kid. Kids will be kids, but you're the asshole for how you're going about things now. She went no contact with all of you. She built a new life in a new place, and you have invaded it. You're acting just like you did as a kid, putting your wants before her needs. It's time to grow up. You're the asshole. She went no contact, so instead of respecting her decision, you stalk her, apply and go to the same college, and expect her to be happy? You're the asshole. She's trying to have her own life and you disrespecting her boundaries and basically stalking her. Leave her alone. You're the asshole, not for going to her school, but for doing so in order to bug her, then proceeding to continue bugging her after she told you to back off. Lay off. I really hate giving a judgment here because I don't actually think you're an asshole. I think you're an under-socialized person that had a traumatic childhood who needs intense therapy. Stop seeking out your sister and get some individual therapy. You're the asshole. If you want any chance at rekindling a relationship, you need to back off and leave her alone. How is invading your sister's safe space, going against her wishes, repeatedly harassing her and disrespecting her desire for distance going to rekindle your relationship? Do you actually care about her? Then try listening to what she is saying. You're the asshole and very selfish. You're not the asshole for going to that university. She doesn't own it. You are the asshole for trying to force a relationship on her that she clearly doesn't want. Stop stalking your sister. You're the asshole. You're the asshole, leave her alone. You're the asshole. Your sister has made it abundantly clear that she wants nothing to do with you after you send hundreds of emails, so you stalk her and apply to her university? Because you only feel comfortable talking to her? Tough shit. You ruined her childhood and now you're trying to inject yourself into her adulthood. Leave her alone. Make some friends, stop being so selfish, stop contacting someone who doesn't want to hear from you. Jesus, you're an adult, now get over yourself. You're the asshole. As painful as it is, and as much as you miss her, you need to respect her boundaries, including the fact that she doesn't want to have a relationship with you. By forcing her to see you, and ambushing her in front of her friends like that, you are only further worsening your relationship. You're the asshole, go to whatever university you want, but stop trying to force your sister to have a relationship with you when she clearly doesn't want to. Great job for continuing the family tradition of not respecting your sister or caring about her health. You and your parents are AHs. You're the asshole. You stole her childhood. Leave her adulthood the fuck alone. You're the asshole. You can't force her to be close to you. You've screwed up enough of her life with your demands. Your parents screwed up her life by complying. She's now NC. Leave her alone. You're the asshole. Leave that poor woman alone, she finally has some peace. If you love your sister, you'll let her thrive and find the happiness she was robbed of. AITA, she has made it exceedingly clear she doesn't want a relationship with you. Does it suck you were sick? Yes? It also sucks that your parents allowed your shenanigans to fuck over your sister. Expect a restraining order to show up at your door. You're the asshole, why are you trying to destroy your sister's happiness? You stalked your sister and are yet again trying to force her to do what you want. You and your parents already stole her childhood from her. Leave your poor sister alone. You're the asshole. Ops comments say a lot. I didn't stalk her, I just looked up her Instagram to see where she went to school, sent countless messages just to be ignored, and then used her LinkedIn just in case she actually wanted to talk to me but just decided to ignore me. Like you need help, and please leave her alone. This is so going to end up in our with the devil. You're the asshole. It doesn't matter if you want to reconcile. She doesn't want anything to do with you, and you have to respect that. Period. You're the asshole. You don't get to decide to break her NC. You purposely invaded her space and tried to force a relationship. While it's not your fault for what happened, it doesn't matter to her as she was robbed of her childhood and teen years because of the family dynamics. When someone blocks you and ignores emails, it means they don't want to have a relationship. WU. Change schools if you care for her at all and respect her wishes. You're the asshole, you are a stalker. Leave her alone. This OP is deranged. It will always be about her. You're the asshole. I read some of your follow-ups and wow, please go see a therapist before you push so hard your sister gets a restraining order and you break it and you end up in jail. You can't fix this. I'm sorry to say that. It wasn't your fault you got sick, but you can't fix this. She is going to have to want to reconnect. Perhaps time will heal, but the more you push, and the more you force, the more you will alienate her and end up in jail for stalking.